everyone, Rene with the American School of Hypnosis, and I'd like to welcome you all here today to today's webinar, and it's on one day I'll get around to it. Well, guess what? Here it is. You've seen that little round to it we had on the thumbnail. And when somebody says, I'll get around to it, that's what you want to give them. And we have Noor here. Everyone who's watching, if you'd let us know who you are and where you're from. Right now, Raluca is the furthest one away. She is in Biddeford, Maine, about 20 feet away from me. And so let's see. And we have Ronald DeWald from Soggy Paradise. Is it raining somewhere? And today up here in Maine, believe it or not, here in Maine, it is like, I'd say it's like 75 or 80 degrees out there. I just had to close the windows and doors on my greenhouse because my plants are suffering. So, and it's funny because one day last week it was actually snowing. So they say if you want the weather to change, just wait a day. Let's see, we have Sky from Michigan. Raluca, you've gotten beat. And we have Nora's from Tunisia. And Ken, hi Ken from Jacksonville. And Ken, is it raining? Is it raining down there? Here in Paradise, it's raining. And so today it's beautiful. It's sunny. Actually, for the last weekend, I'd say about a week and a half, it's been sunny. We've had some cold sunny, but it's been sunny, which is nice. And getting ready for summer. And let's see, who else do we have on here? I see we have quite a few watching. And I missed you all last week. For those of you that were here, when was it? Tuesday. Was it? Hey, Raluca, when was, Friday, last Friday, we didn't go on because it was my birthday and Raluca stole me. So, whatever day was the 19th. Now I'm confused. I get so much going on here. The 19th, last Tuesday. So the last one of these webinars we had, hopefully you folks are signed up. For those of you that are signed up and subscribed, you would have gotten a note. Our subscribers all got a note saying, we are not having a webinar today. Raluca stole me. And we had a lot of fun. But anyways, so if you're subscribed, when we're not here, we let you know. You're going to get a note. And when we do something surprising every once in a while, we just pop in. You'll also be notified. So you got to subscribe and click on that little bell. That bell is what lets you know. And thank you. Happy belated birthday. Oh, I'm getting a lot of those. It's tough being 40 again. But I figure the second time around, I'll do it a lot better. And April in Scotland. Hello, April. Good to see you. I even said Scotland. That was subconscious, by the way. See, I must have been there. Let's see. Rochester, New York. And who else we have? Yes, Ken says, yes, it's raining. Sorry, Ken, I shouldn't do this, but... It's nice and sunny here. And... Mr. Rui America. I'm always saying it wrong, one way or the other. But anyways, Mr. America's here, folks. Good to see you. And we just had his wife in our last hypnosis certification training. Maria just graduated. Congrats to Maria. And, of course, Ken graduated. And Ken's going on to being an instructor for all of those that are interested in being hypnotized, and I assume each are interested in being certified in let's see, Jacksonville. You know, it's funny, Ken, you come to the class now, and twice over the last, maybe within the last 7 years, we actually taught a live class down in Jacksonville. It was kind of neat. So if you decided to do live classes down there, the Hampton Inn is a great place to have them. That's where we had ours. Check out good rates. But they don't like dogs and cats, but we still brought our cat with us. Nice vacation, though. Roger from Edmonton. Welcome. So we got all kinds of people here. And so let's go ahead and get started. Like I said, the reason why we wanted to do this topic, okay, is like what Raluca was saying, if I had a dime for every time someone said, I'd like to do this and that and this and that, but I'll get around to it. She'd be pretty wealthy. As she is anyway. I mean, look who she married. But anyways, every time I get around to it, how many times do you hear that? Around to it. That's why they make it said so many times. That's why you saw in the thumbnail that little thing with the round coin that says to it on there. So there's your round to it. Go ahead and copy that. So now you have a round to it, so there's nothing holding you back. And the reason we wanted to talk about this is because the power of change, the power of success, whatever you want to call it, is in the now. This is the only moment that change is made. And if you don't believe me, go ahead and change later when you get around to it. That doesn't happen. Because even when you say, I'm going to change next week, when you finally do it, it's actually the now moment. It's funny, when even with sickness, we talk about sickness. People say, oh, it takes 2 weeks to get rid of a cold. But does it? For that 2 weeks you're waiting, nothing's happening. You're just waiting. But the moment you go from sickness to health, it's just the now moment. It's a sudden moment where your body decided, I'm healthy. I'll change. So you can wait the 2 weeks, or you could say, I am healthy now, and create the change now. And that's one of the beautiful things about hypnosis, is that you can give those suggestions to you to become healthy. Whenever I get sick, when I get colds or whatever, I don't want to take 2 weeks. It takes a long time to do that. So I'm a little slower. Sometimes it takes me 20 minutes. But when I'm having the sniffles or the coughs or the sneezes or the colds, I can get rid of them quickly because I understand the power of now. But a lot of times we forget about it. It's inconvenience. Like, I'll get around to that. Okay, so stop with your get around to it. Let's see. And John says it's 87 degrees today. Ooh, that's pretty warm. So the power of change is in the now. So here's what I want you to do right now. I want you to think for a moment. You can close your eyes, use your imagination, and I want you to imagine what the perfect life for yourself would be right now. What is it you really want? How would you like to see your life? Think about that. You could even type it below if you like. Type it on the comments so other people could see what a perfect life would be like for Ron and John and Noor and Hui and Ken and all the people, AGL and Roger. What's your perfect life? Are you living your perfect life? The ideal life, what you'd want it to be. What is it? Don't see anybody typing. Nobody has the ideal life. So think about what it would be. And my next question is, do you have it yet? And if you don't, let's see some yeses and nos. Do you have the perfect life that you just imagined right now? And if you don't, why not? What's holding you back? It's kind of interesting when you think about that. What's holding you back? A lot of times, what holds people back from making major change in their life is other people. Oh, you can't do that. You can't. When I first got into hypnosis, oh boy, I didn't even know what hypnosis was. I never even heard about it until I finally started researching it, because one guy, a friend of mine, was talking about a guy that works for him used to do comedy hypnosis. And I was like, I got to look into this. I went over and spoke to the guy, and within about a month, I was actually in class training, from not even knowing what it was to becoming certified. But you think about it, and you can see that was quite a do-it moment, I got a lot of comments coming in. Ronald says, I'm living mine. That's great. John, roaming from place to place, hypnotizing and healing. That sounds amazing to me. Well, there you go. What's stopping you if you're not doing it yet? And let's see what else. Working on it until the virus stopped. Okay, you were working on it until the virus stopped the travel. Doesn't have to stop your doing hypnosis, though. Matter of fact, that's what our new hypnosis certification course that we're teaching, that actually went from a 6-day to an 8-day class. We're teaching you how to do hypnosis online. Matter of fact, the way things are going, you can do a practice strictly online, make a business from home, not even need an office, save money that way, and when things, I shouldn't say if things, when things change and we can be people again, socializing people, then you can go back with doing the in-person one. But a lot of people are actually preferring online. It's amazing how that changed. But anyways, I was talking about the progression from not even knowing what hypnosis was to creating a whole career. And when I went and I did that, everyone was saying, you're nuts. You're nuts. You're leaving a secure job. At the time, I was a single dad raising 4 girls by myself. And they're saying, you're nuts. You're going to leave a career and do that? And it took me about 3 months. And about 3 months, I had 3 separate offices in different cities doing clinical hypnosis. Then, as most of you know, I got into comedy because I was an entertainer, and year later, started the school, became an instructor, started the school, and it's been history from there. Best occupation I've ever had, probably longest one too. I was one of these people that went from job to job and job. I had more jobs and more careers in my past than you could shake a stick at. I remember my father, one of his friends was telling him, if I had just one of the jobs that your son started or created businesses and let go, I'd be happy. But this one's been over 25 years now. That's a lifetime for a lot of people, so it's been quite a while. I have certification, just waiting to relocate. When you get around to it, do it. And even if you haven't relocated, you don't have to relocate to come online like we are right now. Right now is the moment, because later never seems to come. Tomorrow never seems to come. Why not get started now? Raluca was telling me this morning about this nurse who worked with a lot of elderly people, and she used to ask a lot of people while they're on their deathbed if they had any regrets. What was their biggest regret? What would they change in life? And the most common thing that they said was, we wished we hadn't listened to what other people said all the time. You can't do this, you can't do that. We wished we did what we wanted. Can you imagine if you're able to do what you want? Those people, when I asked the question, what do you really want from your life? What's holding you back? Other people? Friends? Relatives? Spouse? I hate to say it, but sometimes your spouse can really hold you back. So you need to think about, why is that? Why do people want to hold back or hold you back from success? Because if they're not successful and they're jealous, they're afraid that if you become successful, you're going to leave them, things are going to be different. One of the major traits of the conscious mind is that it wants to remain the same. It's against change. I call it same disease, okay? We all have same disease. We want to sit in our recliner and don't change and expect that the world's going to stay with us. But guess what? Change is always happening. Look at right now. Everything's changed. Raluca and I look at our business right now from where it was 3 months ago before this. It's turned around completely. If we had just stayed the same, we probably would have sunk like so many other businesses, because we're doing things, too many things live. But we changed everything to online, made a big difference. And that's what we're trying to encourage people to do, is take their business online. This doesn't have to be something that hurts your business. This time that we're going through right now can be one of the greatest opportunities that you have. Take a challenge or challenging time and make it an opportunity. When? Right now, because now is when change happens. I'm going to say it 100 times. That's what hypnosis is all about. Repetition. Now. Do it now. Do it now. And procrastination. That's right. Procrastination is the biggest thing that gets in the way of success. And Ronald says 80% of what you know and think is from others trying to control you. Exactly. It's environmental programming, we call it. When you're growing up, especially as a child, you learn from your environment, your family, friends, what everybody else is doing. That's why you have you like the same sports team. You have the same religion as your family and people around you. Even as adults, you and your closest friends make probably within $5,000 or $10,000, the same income, similar jobs, similar homes, similar cars. Okay, we grow into our environment. We attract others like us. We get same disease. And what's the Exactly, Raluca. You're the sum of you're the sum of the five closest people to you. You see what I mean? So the thing is, you need to basically go more to the subconscious mind, okay, instead of the conscious mind. You can change. You know, one of the main purposes of the subconscious mind is to bring your reality in alignment with your personal programming. Think about it. Think about the way your life is right now. The way your life is right now, whether it's successful or not, is the direct result of your thought process up to this point. So you are your thoughts from the past, the recent past to, or I should say the past right up to now. So who you're going to be depends on how you're going to think right now. So you're the result of your thoughts, because your thoughts become your actions. So how you think determines how you're going to act. How you act determines your life. So when people say, "Oh, I'm so unsuccessful," or "I don't have what I want," I say, well, I don't say it, but what I think is, it's your own fault, because you are the result of your thought process. The way your mind works, your beliefs, all your habits and everything, your subconscious mind creates your reality. So if you want a different reality, if you want to be very healthy, very wealthy, you just need to change your thought process into being healthy and wealthy. And that brings us to the next thing. And people say, "Oh, I can't. Oh, this, it's his fault. It's his fault." The victim mentality, okay? The victim mentality, you blame, explain, and complain, okay? It's easy to do that. It's so much easier to blame someone else or to rationalize why I'm not successful. It's so much easier to do that than to be responsible. You need to be responsible for your own future. You need to make decisions in spite of others. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And you can put it off, get one of those round-tuits and put it on your chest. Or you can say, I'm going to do it now. Ishmael, is the law of attraction real? Of course it is. You wouldn't be asking if it wasn't. Okay. The law of attraction basically is the subconscious mind. You always attract what you focus on. That's the main trait of the subconscious mind. Some people just like to call it the law of attraction. So if you're focusing on negativity, you attract negativity. If you focus on positive, you attract positive. It's just, I'd like to say it has to do with belief, but it's just the way it is. Like attracts like. I mean, not only with us, but even if you go right down into the microcosm, they say, as in the microcosm, the same in the macro, okay? Look at cells, even down into breaking it down into cells. If you have 4 sick cells, let's say human cells, and you put them in a little petri dish and they're sick, and you put a healthy one in with those 4, and this is scientific, I've read it in books and seen it on TV, that healthy cell will immediately try to get away. It'll immediately, and just like when you go into a room with 4 other really negative people, you could feel it and you try to get out. But if somebody locks the door, you're eventually going to kind of be negative like them. And that's what happens with the healthy cell. If it can't get away, it becomes sick as well. Think about how much you see that. Years ago, I was in sales training. I've been in sales for quite a bit of my life, but I was a national sales trainer for an appliance company. And one thing I found is when you hire someone, you're doing all these interviews, right? And you hire the best person. You get the super salesman. He's 10 times better than what you have in the office. But here's what happens. You get somebody who's 10 times better than what's in the office. Then you put him in the mainstream. You put him in the office with all these other people that don't produce very well. If you leave him there within a very short time, within a few weeks, maybe a month, he's producing like they are. Very rarely can you get a super salesman with other people who continues to be a super salesman. Because like attracts like. He eventually will, just like the healthy cell becomes sick, a really good salesman will become, That's why when we got somebody that was really good, I tried to keep them out of the office as much as possible. Give them a separate room, a separate, cubicles, not good because you can see over. But it's like the other people are all jealous of them. And another feature, one of their human drives is to have friends, is to be social. We're social butterflies. And when people don't like us because we produce so much better, we kind of dummy up. We kind of produce less, and all of a sudden we're being accepted. You see what I mean? So it's important to not worry about what other people think and do your own thing. I used to teach a lot of things I taught before. One of the things was talking about enlightenment, okay, where everyone says, I want to be enlightened, personal enlightenment. But they never think about what's going to happen when you attain enlightenment or attain wealth or attain your goals. In order to attain something that you don't have, you're going to be different. If you're successful and you never were, well, you're going to attract successful things to you. You're going to be more successful. You're going to get successful friends. You're going to start doing more successful hobbies. You're going to probably start shopping at Filene's and other places rather than Walmart and Kmart. And eventually, not only will you change the things you like and you do, but eventually you're even going to lose your friends and probably family and a lot of people close to you because you're no longer the same. It's like one of those sick cells all of a sudden becoming healthy. It's going to be pushing the others away. You see what I mean? So think about that. Being successful is really important, but that's why they say you need to be committed, because a lot of people, as soon as they commit to success and they start seeing their life change, they give up because they want to be part of the social club, the woe is me club, the victim club. And you see that, Raluca and I like going to, here's my Dunkin' Donuts commercial. Okay, we like going to Dunkin' Donuts, which we haven't recently, but we still keep the cups. But when you go to Dunkin' Donuts or a lot of these places, McDonald's early in the morning, you get all these people in the corner. They probably been friends since high school, and all they do is complain. Oh, I have this problem with my shoulder. Oh, yeah, I have this problem with my leg. Oh, yeah, my leg is missing. It's like a little club to see who has the worst thing. And everybody's like, oh, my meds, my meds. And they just go around and round and round with the victim club. Just sitting there in the restaurant listening to them, I begin to feel sick. I feel like I need to go home and take a shower. It's like cut all the ties. You need to get away from that. Otherwise, it'll attract you into it. You feel like going over there sometimes. Oh, you have this, I have that. You want to join right in because of the socialness of humans. And that's what's important, not that you need to be responsible. I'm healthy. Being sick is for other people, not for me. Being poor is for other people. I'm wealthy. So you don't only say I'm wealthy or think I'm wealthy, but you have to live it. You have to believe it. Let's see. Whoa, everybody got quiet all of a sudden. So your thoughts create your actions. So I guess you could say your thoughts plus your actions equal your results. So if there's something you want, whatever it is you want, are you living in alignment with it right now? Alignment is my accent there. So you need to get into alignment with what you want. I mean, if you want to be wealthy, do you stay at, let's say, are you more of a 5-star hotel person, or are you a Motel 6? Do you visit country clubs or do you visit strip clubs? You see what I mean? Are you filet mignon or McDonald's hamburger? Because if you want to be filet mignon and you're eating hamburger all the time, you're not in alignment with what you want. So even if you can't afford it, if you think it. So when you're eating your hamburger, ooh, this is a great filet mignon. Okay, you need to keep that mindset, Sit in your recliner. And of course, you probably saw that on the movie The Secret. This guy was sitting in his recliner and he was like using a stick shift like he was in a Ferrari, and he was imagining he's waving at people. Of course, his wife thought he was nuts, but he was doing that until he finally gets his Ferrari. He had that thought process. So that brings us to the purpose of today's video. So right now, what I want you to do, and you need to do this right now, okay? Let's do some now. Get your tuits away. Right now, I want you to set a goal. Set a goal for yourself. Right now, anything. I don't care if it's you want to exercise more, you want to eat healthier, you want Don't just say, I want more money, because money is just a tool. What do you want? What do you want the money for? A new house, a new car, a retirement, buying your own island, buying a castle? What is it you want? Set your goal, because money, of course, will come to buy that castle. Okay, so money is just a tool. It's like saying, I want a wrench. If you have a car that needs a wrench, when you get the new car, the wrench will come to fix it. So right now, set a goal. Set a goal of anything. And go ahead and tell me what it is below here if you want, because by writing things down, writing is hypnotic, by the way. When you type things out, it sets things up in your mind. So that's why we tell people, if you really want something, even in addition to hypnosis, if you can just type out what you want, like even a letter to yourself, by typing it out, you have to think about it. You have to focus on it to be able to get it into print. That kicks off the attraction process. So type what you want below to the side, because we're live. Later on, for you people watching, it'll be below. Type what you want so you can begin to attract it. And by typing it, other people can see it and they're focusing on it. And guess what? When others focus on what you want and they think of you, that's helping the focus. The idea of group focus is even better than individual focus. That's the whole idea of a mastermind. When a bunch of people get together with one thought in mind, more minds are working towards attracting it, and that's why all the big businesses do it. Any kind of successful group will have their own mastermind, whether they call it a board meeting or whatever. So let's create a mastermind. Write down what kind of things you want, and even when we're not live afterwards, for people that are watching this, when it replays, write down what you want so other people coming and they're looking at the comment and they're thinking of you and focusing on it, and it's going to help them to attract things to you. Isn't it great to have other people helping you? John, I want a house for my family. Great. Now think about, you could take that, and what kind of house do you want? A house could be a little houseboat, a tiny house. Do you want a ranch? Do you want how many rooms? The more you can imagine it, the more you can think about it, the more you're creating it. You need to get detail. Do you want 1 acre of land, 5 acres of land? Do you want a pond on your land? The more detail, the better. I want to be able to fly and explore my new possible homes and work on my retreats. Okay, again, detail. You want to fly and explore where? Where do you want to fly? You want to go to Dubai? Do you want to go to Biddeford, Maine? Wow. I'm already here. Yeah, Roger, to have an out-of-body experience. You need to take our metaphysics course. Ooh. I have an out-of-body experience almost every night. When I run around the house and do things and booby-trap the house, and Ruka gets up in the morning, did you do that? But no. To travel around the world. Who wants to travel around the world? In your truck? You have to drive really fast to hit the ocean. But to travel around the world, now think about that, details. Do you just want to travel around the world? Or is there some place you want to stop? Do you want to travel around the world by way of England, France, Germany? Do you want to go, south? Do you want to go north? See, the more detail. That's like, somebody saying, I want money. You want money for what? Or if you just say, I want money, okay. Do you want $1 million? Or when you walk down the street and you see a penny on the street, are you going to be just as excited because you wanted money, you didn't say how much, and the universe gave you what you wanted? There's that penny. It's funny how people say, I want money. They see a penny on the ground, they won't even pick it up. You want money, you have to show you want it and you appreciate it. So pick it up. And like Ruka says, be precise. There you go, be precise. So think about what you want. Set that goal. Put it down here so people can see what it is. And most importantly, do it now. See that? Do it now. Isn't it funny how that happens to be right there? Do it now. Don't get around to it. Do it now. That's the key, because change is in the now only. So it's not in the later. It's not in the, tomorrow I'll get around to it. Jeez. So I posted those answers above, Mediterranean and California coast. I was just waiting for the airlines to open again. I've lived various places around the world and have it down to 2 areas. Well, great. They're getting closer. You have it down to 2 areas. Woohoo! But in the meantime, instead of just waiting, again, plan it out in your head. One of the biggest things, another feature of the subconscious mind is the subconscious mind only lives in the now. It does not understand the future and the past. Future and past are creations of the conscious mind. So in the subconscious mind, if you say, I want to go on the airlines when they open, it'll say, okay, we'll wait. If you say, I want to heal, okay, we'll wait. But you say, I am on the airlines, even though they're not open. If you say, I am healthy, the subconscious mind says, ooh, he is. Let's make it so. That's the whole idea. What you're focusing on, it's always, I am this, I am that. I am wealthy. Even though you're not. Even though you might be out on the sidewalk holding your coffee, your Dunkin' Donuts coffee, saying, oh, can I have a quarter? In your mind, I am wealthy. I am wealthy. That quarter's going right into my Ferrari, even though you don't have one. So now, the power of change is in the now only. So this Round-Tuit, I want this to happen. No, it's happening now. That's the most important thing. So I hope we got that message across to you. Oh, Maria is here. Hi, Maria. She's starting to drive. She's driving right now and online. Maria, put your phone down. So think about what your goals are, create your goals, and do it. And if your goal is to make more money by starting your own business with hypnosis, helping others, or self-improvement, remember we have home study courses. Go to the link below this video. And most importantly, coming up, we're taking applications right now for our 8-day live virtual training. This is the second one we've done. We did one just a little while ago. Went great. So 8-day live virtual training. It's going to be on Saturdays and Sundays for 4 weeks in a row. And go to the link right below here. And we actually have an early bird special going on right now for a little while where you can save a lot on it. And yes, Raluca and I will be teaching that personally. And there is no prerequisites. You don't have to be a psychiatrist, psychologist, a doctor. Anyone can take the course. If you decide to go into business, that's great because we're going to show you how to do it online as well as in person. And if you decide not to go in business, it's a great thing to be able to help yourself and to be able to help your families. Because people always say, what can you use hypnosis for? And I always say, anything that you can do normally, you can do better with hypnosis. It gives you the strength to do anything better. So with that, hey, I'd like to thank you all for visiting, for joining us. We're always very happy to see you all. So many familiar faces and the unfamiliar faces, the new people. We thank you all for coming. It's you folks that make our business successful. So everyone stay healthy, stay happy, and whatever you're going to do it now. Okay? So have a great week. Bye-bye. And Raluca, I'll be seeing you in a few minutes.